Welcome to another episode of Grade Pending. I'm your host as always, Paulie the Bull, no relation to Gravano. Today on Grade Pending, we're gonna be doing music once again. Right now, we're gonna do Donda by Kanye West. We already know we went through a couple pushbacks, went through a few, live listening parties and all that. And truth be told, I'm mainly doing this because Rasheem, this was his idea. He hit me up. He was like, "Yo, when that Kanye drop, we got to talk about it." And that was about 2 months ago. It took back for the drop. But today we here. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do as we always do. Like y'all already know on Grade Pending, we got our individual grading system. Awesome, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We got dope, which is very good, not perfect, not the bestest, but hey, it's a good show, good piece of entertainment. We got meh, which basically is all right, or watched it once, not trying to watch it no more. And then we got straight trash. I'm never watching it again. It was hot garbage. Get this out my face. Why did I spend money on this? However you feel about it. All right. We're gonna let everybody do our individual reviews first. Let me get that right. And then we're gonna come back together, reconvene and talk about it as a group. All right. So.
All right. So my views on the album. First of all, it came off as an intro to like a movie to me. With the chanting, like you get into those horror movies and it gives you that eerie feeling in the beginning. So it came off with a chant when it first started to me. I feel the way that he rolled the album out was smart. He wanted you to see the visual first with the listening parties, and he was just brainstorming the way how he wanted everybody to receive the album. So he wanted to do it with the visual first and let you understand what it was before you actually sat down and actually got to fully hear everything. So going down the list, as it starts off, the chant, I love it. Some people say it's like he's awakening the dead, but I just feel like it goes with the purpose to make you feel where he wants to take you. So, and then after that, when the second song comes on, which is actually the first song to me, but a second song comes on, I feel that we already know Ho was going to be on there because we already heard the sneak peek before it. All right. So Jail's my favorite. Jail's one of my favorite songs on there. Okay, I like, and Moon, I love Moon. Heaven and Hell, hard. I want to go into it, but there's too many songs to go into. I really want to go into the whole album. I can stay here for maybe like a couple of hours going to each and every part of the album. To me, I feel like it. Like I said, it feels like a movie to me. It doesn't feel like a basic album. It feels like you have to visualize it and digest it with a big surround sound. But overall, I liked it. I felt it was good for what it was. It's not a meh. I loved it. It's an awesome album. It's all the way up there.
So, obviously, me and you had this conversation before. Like, I was kind of hyped for the album, was hoping for the album, waiting for the album a year and a half ago or whatever. And then, it's gonna come out. The hype after a while started to die on me. I stopped caring as much because Kanye was just being Kanye. And the last time he told us it was gonna come out and he pushed the Donda, it wound up being, Jesus is King or whatever, which was trash. So I was like, all right, let's see what he drops. He drops it. I downloaded it immediately. The minute it came out, downloaded it, put it on my iTunes, gave it a first listen to. I was like, you know what? I just got to work, did a double. Maybe I'm half asleep. I'm not really feeling it. I'll try it again in the morning. I tried it again in the morning. Obviously, the chant skipped immediately. Like, I heard it the first day. I'm good. I don't have to hear it again. It's not Lion King. I'm like, so I'm waiting, and I'm listening to, the album. Obviously, I like Jail. So for me, I'm going to break it down quick. I know you don't got a lot of time. There's a bunch of us on here. There's only 4 tracks that I'll ever probably go back to. It's Jonah, Heaven and Hell, Jail, and Moon. Moon actually caught me. I kind of like that. At first I was like, but I actually kind of like that. But besides that, I could throw the whole album away. I probably won't revisit it all. I'm disappointed. I waited 2 years for this shit, and this is what I got. So I'm really sad about it. To each their own. I always defend Kanye. You know this since our Yeezus conversations. I always defend Kanye, but I can't defend his last 2 projects. I'm going with meh, because the 4 songs I like are good enough to keep it a meh. I'm not gonna go trash, even though I kind of want to go trash. I'll go with a very low meh for this album. I was disappointed. Kanye, you could do better. It had his beat production. It had a few things. Jay's verse, of course, is Jay. But I there's a lot of songs I didn't care for. A lot of the features I didn't care for. Low meh.
First thing I want to say, John, you wild, bro. This album is fire. All right. I'm gonna give it a dope. I'm not gonna give it an awesome. Honestly, when I was talking to Paul when it first came out, when I first listened to the first half of the album, it really didn't strike me. I wasn't, maybe because I was driving or working or whatever. Everything was just like, okay, you know, it didn't really, I don't want to say touch me, pause, but you know, I was just like, all right. But as I kept listening to it through the week, I started actually paying attention a little bit more instead of just like doing this and doing that. So off the bat, you know, Jail is dope. To me, one of my favorite songs is Off the Grid. The way he was flowing on that with Fabio, like kind of doing that, what they call it in Brooklyn, whatever that drill, a little bit of the drill rap. You know what I'm saying? To me, I love Heaven and Hell was one of my favorite songs. Pure Soul. Rowdy Rich killed that track. You know what I'm saying? So, New Again is one of my favorite songs. Heaven and Hell is dope. To me, I feel like the album gives you, if you're not a person that grew up in church, like I grew up in church all my life, you know, I got the best of both worlds. I'm, you know, for Rockaway, church, all of that. So for people that didn't grow up with God in their life, he kind of introduced it without pushing it on people. Like even the hardest rappers on this album was speaking about God. You know what I'm saying? And you know, giving God his due for their success and stuff like that. Like when I was listening to Keep My Spirit Alive, hearing the Zelda voice talk about God, like what? You know what I'm saying? It was a breath of fresh air. You know, so basically, you know, for me, I feel like it was dope because I definitely was. I'm not really like a Kanye fan after he started switching his style, so I wasn't like hyped up as much as everybody else was. But it came to the point where I was listening to it in succession, and you know, I love the album, man. That's basically it. And if he keeps this up, you know, maybe I'll listen to the next one. But I give it a dope.
All right, so I off the rip, I'm gonna give the album a high dope. I definitely didn't agree with John's meh or near trash experience. I mean, I definitely like, you know, from the first listening party, I was like, okay, we coming with something. And then there was a second listening party, and I was like, all right, come on now. And I was kind of expecting like, you know, it to be pushed back to like damn near December. But you know, when as soon as it dropped, you know, I was on it. I ain't gonna front this. It was definitely different hearing one album for 2 hours instead of just hearing it like replaying it for a couple hours. My top 3 songs off the album, Jail, of course. I'm torn between Moon and Pray Souls, but I'll say Moon. But actually, Hurricane also is like one of my favorite ones. Also, I think Weeknd killed that shit on that one. But yeah, I think it was a really good. It's a well versed and deft album. Not like party tracks and so forth like that. Like it was actual Kanye, and he had glimpses of old Kanye into it. I think there's only one song. There's only one song that could have been on the track on the album that would have made this an awesome project. But thanks to Drake, I think we won't hear that. But that's just my review of it.
What's up? I don't know, we ain't got a lot of time, so I'm gonna get right to it. I felt that Donda as a project holistically Uh, it was a pretty dope album. There's certain things. Well, the overall message on the album, I kind of was torn between the gospel music and because he had Marilyn Manson in Jail Part Two, and Marilyn Manson's a known devil worshiper, so that kind of had me thrown off. Although I do like Jail Part Two on Marilyn Manson on the hook, and Jay should have been on that on right after that. But anyway, my favorite tracks on the song on the album, Jail. Hurricane was fire. The Weeknd definitely killed that shit. Jonah was good. Believe What I Say, I love the sample. I don't like the content of the song. Um, who cares about Kim Kardashian cheating on you? You should never wife that in the first place. But the sample was a hard sample. 24 is all right. Moon was a fire. One of my favorite songs is Hell of Heaven. Keep My Spirit, Jesus Lord. These are really good songs. It took me a little bit to understand them and listen to them. It wasn't like a automatic classic or nothing like that. But it took me a certain minute to digest it. It was very intricate within itself. It had a couple duds, like Off the Grid. I like the song, but Kanye flopped heavy on that verse. Brooklyn Jill shit is not for Kanye. Stick to your script. And Fabio Foreign had the best verse on that song. So, and I was surprised. Honestly, none of that Jewish shit. And Fabio Foreign kind of impressed me the first time ever. So I wanted to say that on the record. What else? Yeah. So overall, see, like television. So that song, that little clip had the beginning of something epic, but it just never went nowhere. It's just like I don't know what's the point in that. Like, what was the point of you featuring you sample Pop Smoke and you started something with a beat because his beats are real simple, but it never went anywhere. So what's the point of putting him in an album? I don't get it. But overall, except for because to me this album was supposed to be a more personal album, but because of the features, there's some artists that should have never even had no business on this album that were featured on it. But overall, it's a dope album. I'll definitely go back to it and listen to it. And was it his best project? No. Compared to his other ones, absolutely not. But it's definitely better than what's out now. And I give it a dope. That's pretty much it.
Overall, right off the bat, I'm gonna say the album was dope. Greatest rollout ever. You know what I'm saying? Make the people hate you. Say something wild and crazy. Piss the people off. Put on a MAGA hat. Say slavery was a choice. Talk about Harriet Tubman. Then find God and dedicate an album to your moms. Greatest rollout ever. All right. Listening parties. Get the people to hear the song live. You know what I'm saying? Blasting through the speakers. It's definitely music that's meant to be played loud to really feel it. Especially like Jail, for example, with no drums. To really get it, you gotta hear it like loud, cause the guitar is kind of the percussion of this and their voice. You know what I'm saying? The voices in it, and I think Jay. At first, I thought it was it's a simple verse, but the metaphors that he used in it, using God in my cells, that's my celly. I was like, okay, I see where you're going with that. It's not the greatest of bars we done heard much better from Jay, but I liked the theme of this verse, and then the baby on Jail 2. He had some stuff on his chest. He got it off. That was one of his best verses. I wish the part twos were combined with the part ones. Lord Jesus with the locks should have been on. We didn't need part one with just JLX. We needed the locks on that. Okay with the I forgot who it was with the reggae joint. Part two was better. If we didn't have the part twos, we didn't need it to be 27 tracks. It would have been 20, 22, 21 tracks. It probably would have been overall a better album, and it'd been 30, 40 minutes shorter. I got a lot of skips on it, but even some of the skips is stuff that, again, if I'm in my headphones, they don't really go. But if I'm listening to it at home on some speakers, whatever, they sound so much better. Favorite songs, of course, Jail, wish it was combined. Lord Jesus, Part 2 with the locks on it. Hurricane, it's not rap, it's not gospel, it's not a hip hop. It's just music. Like Kanye just makes music, and it's just great music. Keep My Spirit Alive. I like Remote Control. It's just a smooth joint. Shorty in the car, she riding shotgun. You just driving, got it on remote control. Like it just goes. It just goes. It had his mom speaking on it. It got touching when he did that. The only thing missing from this would have been a DMX, prayer. Like if he could have had a DMX prayer before he passed, this probably would have been a classic just to hear X voice on it, because that was the closest thing before this that we had for like, a gospel and rap type of, like I think Greg said, taking us to church through rap music. Like if we could have got an X prayer on this, that would have been, oh man. But overall, I'm giving it a dope, and I definitely play it over and over again. Anything else that anybody else want to touch on about the album? Did we miss anything? Did anybody else miss anything after talking?
Hold on, let me tell you real quick about the terrible songs on this album, right? So I told you earlier, right? Off the Grid was trash, right? Fabio Farman saved that song, right? Kanye's verse, yo, did y'all listen to Kanye's verse on there?
Yeah,
that shit was garbage. He said, hold on. He said, hold on, bro. He said, they playing soccer in my backyard. I think I see Messi. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, who you coming? Like, no, that shit was
Messi might have been
like,
in his backyard. He's a billionaire. He got connections.
Nah, bro. We're not going with that.
He said they'll get Messi, but it also he's in the backyard. What about Messi is going to get Messi.
Bro, we're not doing that.
He's
bro.
basically saying if you come
There's
to
no
his
metaphor.
house, he's saying if you don't come to his house, it's gonna get messy.
I think his
that shit was trash, bro. Don't even try to save it.
I'm not saving it. I'm saying
ain't nothing.
His worst
ain't nothing that was
gonna
save that.
Everybody hurts, but I don't judge rentals. That was his worst bar.
That was hard.
That shit was
trash.
That was hard.
You know what's bad about it? It's how he delivers it, because it would have been better within a verse, but saying it at the end of the verse, it doesn't fit.
I like
it
that.
I didn't.
How was that hard?
It was hard.
That shit was doodle.
When you heard it, it caught your ear, didn't it?
I laughed at him like, no, like don't do that. I laughed at him because to end the verse, no.
Here's my problem. Picking apart the album, the way I looked at it, picking apart the album again. Remember, a lot of my disappointment adds to the fact that it's been 2 years I've been waiting. So that disappointment adds to it. But here's my problem. One, Jail and Jail 2, without Kanye, is a good song. So it's Kanye's album. You don't even need Kanye on there. The shit with The Weeknd, without Kanye, is a good song. Fabio Farman took Kanye to fucking church, so he got schooled on his own song there. Then the shit, like I said, the shit with The Weeknd. Then what was the reggae shit? It sounded like I'm in it from the Jesus all over again.
You know how I look at it? I look at it as Kanye did a DJ Khaled compilation. I didn't look at it as like a Kanye album. He had everybody on there.
See, that's why.
But it was a Kanye album.
But that's my problem with it, because hold on.
Kanye always does that.
That's one of my biggest problems with this album, because we waited 2 years for this album, and it was supposed to be his biggest press collection, because it's his mom. You understand? And we got a bunch of features of artists who shouldn't have even been here.
But also talking about their mom and God.
But
all those features meant something. They had to have something there. Everybody on the feature had a reason to be there. Everybody on the feature had a reason to be there.
Yeah, I didn't knock
what
the feature.
What reason?
All right, he's explaining everybody's going through something. This is their part of their going through something. That's the reason. The locks being on there was the fact that they killed the verses. That's the only reason why they was on there. Since being on there.
So because he killed
Prince, where's Pusha T, where's good music on it? Where's his people with features on it?
So because he went on stage and body. Wait, hold on. So because they went on stage and killed Dipset, which I knew was gonna happen, they get on the album.
Because
bro. To me, I feel as the rollout of the album.
One at a time.
Go ahead, Greg.
We can't hear you, Greg.
The whole album is based off Spirit and God. So if you got all these features, you got all these fans that listen to all these different artists, they're gonna come and listen to this album, may hear something that might spark their life. That's why he made all these features. Honestly, I feel like if he got this person that got this many fans and this person listens to that many people. You know what I'm saying? And then they all come to this album to listen to their favorite artist. They might be inspired to either find art or find something that got to do with
All right.
politics.
All right.
So
Now let me ask you this question, Greg. Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. If he's preaching the word of God, why he has Marilyn Manson on Jail Part 2?
That I can't tell you.
You can't even answer that question. You can't answer that question because it doesn't make no sense.
Marilyn Manson was a shock value. It was a shock value. It's the same thing
Yeah,
like
I know,
Marilyn Manson.
I know.
The
Sure.
same thing like Marilyn in the Eminem video where I Am. He did that because why? You put him against somebody who they can say, oh, he's a devil. They crucified me. They crucified Kanye in the media. So he's saying, yo, I'm the guy that they crucify all the time is just like me. He has a feeling too.
Himself. He puts himself out there. He deserves the criticism he gets. He puts himself out there with the bullshit.
Bro, he married the biggest slut on earth.
Yo, you crazy.
That has no talent. What you think is gonna happen, bro?
Crazy.
She don't have a porno that everybody don't watch or 50 million times.
Yo, how many females you know had somebody videotape them?
Right.
Ooh.
No.
Females you know.
Because it's different because
you know what it is? It's just that it's
the whole world saw that shit.
Exactly. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
Everybody sees his life. So he's getting thrown stones all over him.
My question
Bro,
is,
it ain't no stones, bro.
It's like,
he's throwing stones
right now. You throwing stones at him right now.
My question is this: everybody's mad at the features, but did they not body their verses? Did they not body their verses?
No, absolutely not.
They did what they're supposed to do. That's
the Locks didn't body their verse.
Everybody body their
verse. The Locks.
Oh no. I mean, aside from them, who else?
Jay. The baby.
Okay, but you got don't you have Travis Scott in here? What did Travis Scott do on here?
He did what he does. He hums and makes
trash, garbage.
He didn't really have a verse. What about
who else?
Sincere.
Fabio had one of his best verses ever.
I said that in the beginning, by the way.
So these features were.
But I wasn't feeling.
But hold on, Benny. See, I'm the opposite. I don't have a problem with features. I'm saying the features don't even save this fucking album. Without the features, this album's super garbage.
Okay, so what's the problem?
I don't have a problem with the features.
What's the problem? If we get an album of good music, who's on it? What's the problem?
Because it's not Kanye presents.
Dark Twisted Fanny.
Let me just say this,
had
right?
mad features. Dark Twisted Fanny had mad features.
I'm gonna say this.
Features.
All his album has features.
I've been following
got
Kanye.
mad features.
I've been following Kanye since he came out in the industry. His first 5 albums are classics, right?
And they had mad
in my opinion, they're classics though. They're classics though.
I've been following.
My
Kanye.
point is this.
Right.
My point is this, right? If this was supposed to be his most precious album ever compared to all his music. His mom's name says that.
But
he
that's the name
named
of the
it his
album.
mom. This was supposed to be dedicated to his mom, though.
He named it after her. She's on it. We don't know what his intention was for it. This might have been her plan to have these features. Remember, if you've been following Kanye, you know Dame initially wanted Kanye to make an album of him mostly producing with all of the Rockefeller artists on it. This is in turn what that intention became a compilation album. This is what they intended for him because he wasn't a great rapper.
So it's not. So can we agree to say that this is not a Kanye album?
I wouldn't say that.
All his albums have features.
All his albums have features.
Hold on.
You're a Kanye fan. You're a Kanye fan, right?
Absolutely.
You can't compare
his first album.
Other albums. First of all, you can't compare his other albums that have mad features. Because the one that has the most features is Dark Twisted Fantasy. But Kanye is doing Kanye on there. He's
exactly.
Who's writing?
Kanye don't have a ghostwriter. Let's be honest. Kanye does not have a ghostwriter.
He does.
Who's his ghostwriter?
Pusha T side of Prince. To me, whose album it is, whatever, it's Kanye's album. I mean, he's been a producer. He produced it. With producing, he doesn't do all of the instrumentation. He has other people help with the drums, keys, what have you. Travis Scott, what's your man name? That sings like the hooks and stuff. I forgot his name, but he has help. He don't have
The
ghostwriters.
dude, that dude.
Giovanni, something like that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He has
He
writers,
did some projects with Drake,
Travis,
which is pretty good.
He always has.
Sahai is one of his main writers.
Yeah, and it's not a ghostwriter. He's credited. It's known. It's not a here's your one check.
Yeah.
He gets residuals. He gets, you know what I'm saying. So every album.
His first album was Consequence and Rhymefest.
And Rhymefest, yeah.
And Rhymefest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Rhymefest is like Rhymefest stopped messing with him when he heard the bleach line.
Yeah. But
he was like, "This your asshole." It's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. But
Kanye knows he's not a rapper. He just has a good vision to know how to put things together. That's what a producer is.
Bro,
it's like Dr. Dre. Kanye said The Chronic is not a good album. He got mad features on it. Too many people's on it.
Listen, I'm not saying that's not a good album because of the features. I'm just saying the quality of the features are trash. Most of them were trash.
We just ran through like most of them said they was good.
And then Kanye's verses were mediocre at best. Some of his songs were mediocre.
Carried it fine.
So that's my problem with Kanye. Even though I know he didn't write his own shit, whoever wrote it for him during those times, you have quotables from Kanye. There's nothing on this entire album on repeat from Kanye.
But and the other guy,
who's sitting? But hold on, who's sitting on that record session? In the recording session and saying, "Yeah, Kanye, that was fire." Yeah.
No, the thing about that album, it's not fully mixed either. You hear breathing takes, you hear all that stuff. I was listening, and I'm like, "Yo, it's good, but it's not done."
Because he did it in the stadium or whatever. It was weird.
It's not done.
We can go on and on about this one. I just want to get everybody final thoughts. We all agree. It's a good album. It ain't the best.
Yes.
It ain't the greatest. That's
yeah,
fine.
Absolutely.
We all agree.
Okay, except for you.
Right.
By the way, John loves Yeezus. John loves the Yeezus album.
And Yeezus was garbage.
He loved the Yeezus.
You like Yeezus?
It was garbage.
Hold on. John doesn't love the Yeezus album. John defended the Yeezus album because there's 10 songs and 5 of them are good.
Whatever.
That's half an album. That's half an album.
That's
There's 24 songs and 4 are good. 24 songs and 4 are good.
The only song on that album is Blood on the Leaves.
I want to see what you say about this certified lover boy. I want to hear you.